One day, people won't need tools like ChatGPT. They'll become it. I write in blogs. I'm not a popular blogger, maybe because my topics aren't very relatable to everyday life. It might sound strange. You might ask, is that even writing? Let me explain. I don't write in the traditional sense. I focus on a core idea, mix it all together, like scrambled eggs, and it's done. Fast, raw, intuitive. I don't get lost in the details. I purposely stay detached. Why? To create something different. My writing tends to be dense. People often need a dictionary. I don't even proofread. I prefer it unfiltered. Where does it come from? Instinct. I use a loose outline, but I think best when I talk. I'm a talking thinker. My thoughts don't really exist until I speak. It's like Socrates, you know?
Yes.
Most great philosophers weren't writers. Take Confucius. He never wrote a word himself. His students recorded everything we now associate with him. Same with Jesus. Every parable, every story, we read the words of his followers, not his.
Yeah, I think Buddha was the same. His teachings were passed down orally.
Exactly. Buddha never wrote anything either. The New Testament? The Old Testament? All recorded by others. Paul, Joseph, Peter. Even Socrates didn't write. Why? Because speaking keeps thought alive. Writing can freeze ideas, trap them in structure. Schools don't teach this, but it's historically true. You remember what Buddha said before he died?
Follow the rules, not the person.
Right. Same with Confucius. The moment you write something down, it loses its vitality. Thought becomes static. Writing can be dangerous. It can confine you. That's why I believe we need to dismantle the current school system. It doesn't educate. It indoctrinates. It forces students into fixed ways of thinking. I saw a Chinese high school exam recently. Honestly, I'd fail it. It's all memorization. And when you try to learn everything, you end up understanding nothing. Real learning? It comes from focus, depth, not breadth. This isn't just China, it's global. The entire system is broken. Look at things like DeepSeek. People say it's open source. But is it really? Sometimes, open source feels like copying, standing on someone else's work and calling it your own. It's not innovation, it's imitation.
Yes.
Remember the dot-com crash? I think we're heading toward an AI crash, possibly in the next 5 years, maybe sooner. Why? Because AI is becoming commoditized. Everyone's making one. Elon Musk, Facebook, Google, AI is becoming a supermarket product. It's losing meaning. Even without engineering knowledge, it's obvious. Something big is coming. After Trump's visit to Saudi Arabia, I felt a shift. Suddenly, Dubai rolled out GPT Plus, free for all residents. First country to do that.
Yeah, their goal is to empower every citizen with AI.
And it takes enormous electricity to run tools like ChatGPT, city-level energy. The US is ready for it. TSMC is already building in Arizona. The US has the energy, the chips, the infrastructure. Saudi Arabia could follow, but China is falling behind, especially in advanced chip tech like 2nm.
Yeah.
I have a wild theory. Maybe China, under pressure, will pivot completely. Maybe they're secretly exploring quantum dynamics instead of trying to win the chip race. Think about it. When a nation dissociates from material production, it can unlock new paths, just like Socrates or Buddha. To rise above something, you first have to detach from it. Maybe the next leap isn't in silicon chips, but in how we store and process knowledge. One day, people won't need tools like ChatGPT. They'll become it.
Wow.
That's the future of open source. Imagine everyone walking the streets as living AIs, instinctively responding with clarity and wisdom, because true thinking won't require effort anymore. It'll be second nature. When we stop being bound by the need to think, we become free from it. That's true mastery. It sounds crazy, but in 10 years, we might start to see it.
Just like you said before, people will become meta-humans temporarily.
Most people will resist. They're comfortable. But a few, curious, open, will lead the way. The global economy still feels pre-industrial in many places. Yet in others, like Dubai, ancient culture is fusing with cutting-edge tech.
Civilization technology, Dubai, yes?
Exactly. It's all coexisting now. But evolution doesn't stop. In time, people will detach from traditional knowledge. And when the AI crash hits, they'll ask, what now? The answer is, you become the AI. Owning information won't matter. Everyone will have it. So what makes the difference? Wisdom. Wisdom has nothing to do with information, and access doesn't equal understanding.
Right. Laziness isn't just a habit, it might be embedded in our DNA, a kind of deep code.
Maybe. But I don't think we'll need brain implants. New forms of information transfer are coming, ones that don't require messing with our biology, but they'll make us mechanically intelligent, not wise, just repeating stored data. That's the myth. That information equals intelligence. It doesn't. I recently saw some Chinese high school history and sociology tests. I would fail them. Not because I lack knowledge, but because the system rewards memory, not thought. Even at Harvard, I watched a graduation speech from a Chinese student. It felt scripted, hollow. Professors were crying. But what were they really applauding? Even elite schools now train people to repeat, not to think. So let me wrap up with this. Owning knowledge doesn't make you smart. One day, people won't just use ChatGPT, they'll become it. And with that, we'll return to the root, to wisdom without storage. Just like Jesus, Buddha, and Confucius. They didn't rely on memory. They spoke from clarity, not content. Because the moment you try to own a thought, you lose its freedom. And without freedom, there's no real wisdom. One day, we'll see more Buddhas, more Confuciuses walking among us. That is the point. Knowledge alone does not make you wise.